Things you should know about before the new year. Procrastination. Procrastination. We all have big goals, small goals, homeworks, little things that need to be done by the end of a certain deadline. Or maybe worst, if our death is the deadline. Your mom asks you to take the trash out. Okay, mom, I'ma do it in 10 minutes. Yeah, right. That's gonna be at 10 hours later. You're in your master last year and you have to work on your writing a graduation note, so you plan for doing it in 6 months. But you wake up one day and you only have 2 weeks left. Now, the big question here is, why do we put ourselves in so much pressure and misery to get our work done while we had enough time to work on it in the first place? Why do we keep procrastinating? It is exhausting and confusing and energy burning, but we keep doing it anyway. Well, my friend, maybe you'd like to know first that it is a human nature to avoid things. So, to the real question now. How really procrastination works? Procrastination happens when two parts of the brain are in disagreement and fighting. Those two parts are the frontal cortex, which is the part responsible for rationalism and willpower, and the amygdala, the one and only responsible for our defense mechanisms, fight, flight, and freeze response. So the frontal cortex tells you that you have a homework to do and the deadline is after 3 days. And he tells you that it is better to start now so you can finish it way early. But the amygdala is not okay and happy with this saying. So it tells you, hey, why would you do that now? It is so boring and energy wasting. We still have time. Why would you put yourself in anxiety and focus and unattractive homework while you can do something much funnier? Now your flight mode activates and you run away by playing a video game, watching a movie, and why not talk to that friend we've been procrastinating to talk to? Or let's learn a new recipe, let's learn a new thing. Anything but the homework. Eventually, amygdala wins, but by the last day of the deadline, the alarm will go on in your head, and that would be your limbic system, warning you. Cortisol and adrenaline will flow in your brain, and your eyes will be wide open. To be or not to be, the limbic system is here. You will start running towards your homework and you will blame yourself for not doing it this early on. You will experience that anxiety you were running from triple times and you will be burned out double. And you'll see the homework as the darkest thing in your life in the moment. So you will try to get rid of it. And by the end of the day, you will accomplish the homework, but tired, unsatisfied, afraid of failure, and burned-headed. All of the previous is an explanation of how the procrastination really works. Studies has shown that the brain of a procrastinator is wired differently than a normal person. Dr. Bitchell, the responsible of procrastination researches, find out that the amygdala in the brain of a procrastinator is wider than the normal person's amygdala, which means that it has more control over your decisions and that makes it wins against Mr. Frontal Cortex every time. By this, you can see now that the procrastination has nothing to do with laziness or weak willpower, but everything to do with the emotions you experience while doing something uncomfortable to you. So how can we shift this and start really listening to our beloved frontal cortex? Well, Dr. Pitchell suggests to practice mindful meditation for 2 months. This can help reduce the volume of the amygdala and give you much control over procrastination. Mindfulness will increase your ability to focus and to stay attention. And by that, you will be able to take the lead with your frontal cortex to get more things done in the future. And here are some tips to help you overcome procrastination. Make a to-do list so you can track throughout the day. Stay with yourself and take a firm decision that you won't procrastinate. Be aware when your flight mode activates and try to push yourself to accomplish the task. Remind yourself of what you want to achieve and keep in mind the self-image you want to reach. Organize yourself and get rid of distraction. By the end of this video, all I can say is please don't be too harsh on you, because when you find yourself procrastinating, now you know that it's not your fault. It is something way deeper than just a decision. It's a whole defense mechanism working, and now that you know the problem, you have half the solution, and the other half is going to be depending on your willingness to shift the game into your own interest. Take care until the next video.